Gate 14 podcast presented by FanDuel Canada and Avery.
We conquered them.
How sweep it is. Toronto Blue Jays' first sweep in Seattle since before the Toronto Blue Jays won a World Series. Yes, you heard that correct. It has been over 30 years since the Toronto Blue Jays have swept a series in Seattle, and this was our first trip to Seattle. We are 4-0 on the West Coast because we were here for the Angels game. But
yeah, no, that definitely counts. But us being 4-0 here. What a weekend. It was fun. When we go and watch Blue Jays game, like, you think the worst is going to happen. And I constantly thought that as we were there, and it just didn't happen. They just kept winning.
Like, in my mind, for example, like a game like today, I was like, oh, like, this is kind of a game that they typically lose, right? It's like, okay, they took the first two, kind of a punt lineup, I guess. Varsho not in it. Santander wasn't playing. And they just absolutely waxed them, put up their best offensive performance of the series and potentially of the season, to be honest with you. A couple other stats, Johnny Stats guy, shout out Sportsnet Stats. This is the first time the Toronto Blue Jays have scored 5+ runs, or 6+ runs, I believe, in 4 straight games since 2023, April 23rd to 25th. I mean,
that's a ton of baseball games in between that.
That is almost like what? That has to be 300+ baseball games? Over that, probably 400, I guess. Or no, 300 probably. Almost 300.
2 seasons worth?
Yeah. Almost 300 games worth of baseball. Yeah, so just absolutely insane stuff. And I do not know what to think of this baseball team. Like, that's the question that I guess you kind of have to ask, because they've had 2 4-game win streaks this year. They've had 2 4-game losing streaks this year. They can go on little runs like this, but they haven't shown to be able to, like, go on bigger runs, like 5, 6, 7, rattle up, like ride the momentum. But the vibes are at an all-time high, man. I mean, everyone was firing this weekend, and they did it without Anthony Santander.
I understand why Seattle Mariners fans fucking hate the Toronto Blue Jays. Imagine, because I got mad sometimes when the Yankees would come to Toronto.
Sure.
And there'd be a couple guys. But it was like, it wasn't 50-50. I don't think fans
Not
there.
as what it usually was.
No, and the people in school we heard was a big thing.
Yeah.
That was tough. So maybe we'll have to come back for a summer series.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Like, the stands weren't full at all. None of those.
No, it was sold out
games
today, probably. It was also Mother's Day. But
yeah.
I do understand.
They claimed they were sellouts. There's just no one in the 500 level in the outfield. I know why they hate us. If I showed up to a home game and like half the stadium was cheering for the other team
and chanting "Let's go Blue Jays"
all the time, I would hate.
But it's to the point where it's like, if you're mad about it, just buy tickets. Like, go to the games, attend the games. Like, I get that, and this is the best chance the Mariners have had. This is the best Mariners team the Jays have faced since probably 2022. Like, in terms of coming into this series, 9 straight series wins, waxing everyone. But we kind of got God on our side, though. We had the Pope. Toronto Blue Jays are 4-0 with a new Pope in charge, and this is the amount of runs they've put up in all these games. It is, again,
he blessed the offense.
It's a funny bit, but it's honestly just electric. Like, 9 runs today, 6, 8. They didn't do that consecutively ever.
No,
ever.
It was weird because this weekend was like everyone was doing it. It wasn't the top of the lineup guys.
No, it was the bottom of the order.
The bottom order wanted to have some fun, and that's what we did. And that's, I mean, you need to take you'll take production from anyone, no matter where they are in the lineup. But it was honestly awesome to watch, and just to shit pump them today when we saw the lineup.
It was a shit pump.
When we go out last night, it's like, you know what? Let's just watch the game on the couch today. They're gonna put Urania out there, Lauer, shout out Eric Lauer.
Menace to society, GOAT.
It's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe they won't win, and they did the exact opposite. They just put it on them. We got a position player pitching in the game. We got Braden Fisher.
When
MLB.
has that ever happened?
It feels like a long time.
I can't even remember a position player pitching against my favorite baseball team ever. Like, I don't remember the Toronto Blue Jays waxing a team like this in their barn, but I mean, the vibes are at an all-time high. Shout out to all the Gate 14 listeners that came up to us, and it was cool to kind of see the West Coast folks kind of riding with the team. And the Blue Jays fandom here is crazy. I wish we got to see it, what it was like at its peak, but unfortunately, like, the Trump stuff, tariff stuff got in the way of that. But either way, imagine what the vibes would have been if the Toronto Blue Jays swept like they did this week. without the tariff stuff, like with a full Blue Jays fan,
like last year,
like last year's, yeah.
2
last year
years
they won the series as well, but like a sweep is insane.
Yeah. Some like get us in July in Seattle. I think I really want to see it at its peak because it was awesome today.
Yeah.
And the Mariners fans hated that the Blue Jays fans were there.
And again,
just
they hate it.
them.
Mariners fans are the worst. I mean, they're just pathetic fan base. But it did feel good to kind of just dust up the old bookmarks. I had tweets of Mariners fans and just kind of body bag people because Mariners fans tweeting at me, Jays are gonna get swept this weekend. That didn't happen. And it was just hilarious to kind of, for once, Gate 14 to go on a trip and not have a curse.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've witnessed no hitters. We've witnessed just absolute shit kicking like in Cincinnati. We didn't
even get a hit. It was close to no hit.
It was almost a no-hitter again. We were tweeting over on no-hitter watch again. But it was cool.
Chicago last year, they lost the series too, right?
Yeah.
They were in tank mode at that point.
In tank mode. But it's just insane that the Gate 14 curse got lifted in the House of Horrors, T-Mobile. And I did want to talk about T-Mobile. What a ballpark. What a ballpark. I say this when we traveled every single ballpark, though, but that's what a stadium should look like. When you're driving around the city, you see it, you're like, that's the baseball field right there. When you're driving around Toronto and see the Rogers Center, it's like a fucking slab of concrete in the center of the city. No really baseball vibes in it. And I talked to those in the car with you guys. I think on the totem pole of stadiums I've visited, I can comfortably say the Rogers Center's far and away the worst.
Yeah, we never got inside the Trop, but the Rogers Center stinks. Like,
yes.
Go watch baseball. I know people don't want
literally anyone.
I know people don't want to give money to America right now if they're Canadians, but like going to cool places to watch the Jays play on the road is cool.
Comerica is sick.
Yeah, I mean the Rogers Center it sucks to look at from the outside, but T-Mobile, I'd arguably say it's way worse around the stadium.
Oh, for sure. There's more to do in Toronto around the stadium. T-Mobile is kind of scary as everyone just ripping crack pipe when they're walking around the city, but it's
a cool park. Like you get inside. I think they have the park that every team in baseball should have. The retractable roof that doesn't look disgusting. It's always like it's still open air.
Yeah.
I think Miami you can open the windows too, but open air roof. So if it rains, you can still play the games. But I think that's the way all the new stadiums should be built.
For sure. And what I did want to say going into the series was I tweeted the graphic of the Toronto Blue Jays 2025 cycle. Bad pitching, bad hitting, bad pitching and bad hitting. Go on a winning streak, get back to 500, back to the cycle again. I'm hoping to hashtag break the cycle with the new Pope. The Toronto Blue Jays are an absolute wagon.
Can you like give us some stats or some facts on the new Pope that you know?
He's from Chicago, White Sox fan growing up. He's named Pope Leo 14. Are we shocked that it Gate 14? I mean, are we shocked? But we're actually now called Gate XIV. That's the new name of the podcast until further notice. But yeah, that was I'll be honest with you, man. I did not expect them to sweep the Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners are a problem. And it was their pitching staff that let them down.
But are they frauds?
They're on fraud watch right now.
So my thing was, it's the same team they've had forever, pretty much.
They just came back down to earth. But the thing is, though, like the guys that usually dominate the Blue Jays, like a Cal Raleigh, I think he had one hit the entire series. I don't think he got a hit the entire series.
You goddamn bet his bases on FanDuel.
Jorge Polanco wasn't that noticeable this series. It was really kind of just the bottom of their order that kind of caused damage. But
Dylan Moore hitting a home run off a right-handed pitcher instead of a left-handed pitcher.
It's unethical. It was unethical. But
Ben Williamson was the one who was like,
he was good.
Varsho had to make the catch on him. He put together some good at-bats.
Yeah.
It is weird. I kind of hate watching a series all the time in the stadium and then having to talk about it because it's easier to watch on TV and then digest that to do it after. But just found a way every way. Like it was the bullpen guys that came up. Friday night when Jimmy Garcia comes into the game in the 8th inning, I was just like, why the fuck are we here? He just keeps throwing balls.
And it worked out, though, because we talked about this with the Guardians. Was it the Guardians one? Where they said, why do you keep Yimmy in to throw 40 pitches? That's kind of why you do it, right? It's like, and I was on the fence. I was like, I'd probably take Yimmy out for Yariel in that space. I just got bodied with the wrong take there because
those are different games.
But
I don't think you can couple them together.
It's not really a different game because there was 2 outs in that situation. In the game on Friday, there was none. Bases loaded, no outs, and they conquered. They did what the Jays do.
Yeah, Vladdy gets some flack for his defense.
He was great defensively this year.
If that ball gets by him, then I think we're in a way different.
We probably get swept. Yeah, we probably get swept.
We're in a way different spot. And him going home, making a good throw on that as well. And then Jimmy, huge strikeout to get out of that inning. That 8th inning was by far the turning point of the series.
Easily, dude.
And just conquered some demons, I think, in that spot too. Because imagine that, like you beat the Seattle Mariners, one of the 6 games you play them this year. The most recent one, they fucking blew that too.
Yeah.
So you're going to go on a 3-game losing streak against the Mariners, and then it's just going to keep snowballing and snowballing. And yeah, I think.
And they stopped that, man. They stopped it. And the thing, you talk about conquering demons. Yimi Garcia conquered his demons, and boy, did Jeff Hoffman conquer his demons. He looked like the old version of himself, and he got to kind of take a break today. Didn't pitch today with the Jays win. I cannot believe he threw yesterday.
We were all kind of shocked together.
I thought it was Chad.
Because we sat, I think my favorite seats were the worst ones we sat in, and that was in the bleachers in the outfield.
200 level, yeah.
On the Saturday game.
Yeah.
We got good deal on Friday tickets, but the Saturday I liked being out there. We saw Chad warming up. I stuck my head over to see it. And then Jeff Hoffman's, I was like, when did that
Yeah, I did not even know he was warming up.
Dude, the Angels had to have had something on Jeff Hoffman. The swings they got off on him were
insane. I mean, Joe Adell was launching home runs off him, dude. And Yoel Moncada.
Yoel Moncada, that's series.
This is how you eliminate an embarrassing series against the Angels. You sweep the best team in their division. And that's what they did. I mean, they got absolutely embarrassed in LA. Tough plane ride. You just won the last game of the series. Great, whatever. 8 runs. That could have easily been a sweep in LA. They could have swept. The Jays should have swept that series. They blew every fucking game that series.
They did.
That's how you bounce back from it. You just come.
But then the Angels blew the last game. Like,
Fair.
They did the Angels.
And by the way, if there's an echo in this podcast, we have no idea how to fix it. So I don't really know how to go from there for you. But
it looks good on our end.
And it sounds good on our end. So that's just kind of on you. Maybe turn the volume down on your AirPods or just listen on your phone.
No, I think it's probably an us problem, but we have no idea.
It's not us.
Yeah, we have no idea how to troubleshoot this.
Going back into that, I mean, I want to give my flowers to Addison Barger, man. Addison Barger. And we talked about him being a showcase player, which I still think he is in terms of like how flashy he can be. But when he does put it together, he had great at-bats today, yesterday, getting deep into counts and hitting balls hard as fuck. I saw a stat on Sportsnet. He's in like the top 3 average exit velocity in baseball. Behind Ohtani.
He's finding a way to get it done.
And he looks awesome. Again, it takes a little bit to get comfortable in Major League Baseball, and now he's comfortable. And he said it to Keegan postgame in the presser. He's like, I'm more comfortable now at the plate. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm staying within myself. And he looked absolutely insane. So I was wrong about Addison Barger, and I had crickets today because of it. Yeah. Grasshoppers, sorry.
That's he's got all the tools. He hits the ball hard as fuck. And if you can consistently hit the ball hard in baseball, all the expected stats are going to love you. And at the end of the day,
he's like our little lefty Vladdy. He's our Nepo baby as well.
At the end of the day, you think more good outcomes are going to happen if you hit the ball as hard as he did. I think an underrated play was that Friday when he was playing third, when there was what happened when they sculled a ball to third, and he caught, like, he made a jumping catch. I think that was a huge.
Yeah. He looked awesome. I mean, he's looked great in the field, and I think the biggest thing with his fan base is, and maybe we're kind of a little bit of a part of it, but it's like the pinning of Ernie and Barger against each other. And I like
they're playing.
They're playing together. They can coexist in this world, and I think that's one thing that we have to work on with it. I wasn't crazy pinning them against each other, but there's some people on Twitter doing it right now, and it's like Ernie Clement was awesome this week. You could say Ernie Clement, as of right now, deserves to be a starting third baseman, and you could also say Addison Barger deserves to be on the team as a starter.
I mean, the ceiling's higher with Addison Barger.
For sure.
But Addison Barger's going to hit the righties great.
Yeah.
And Ernie Clement is hitting left-handers as well. Ernie's going to play better defense than Addison Barger. But again, they're both playing. It's almost like a Jimenez thing, too. Like, again, exit velocity isn't the only thing in baseball.
For sure.
Ernie's not going to ever compete at the
Luis
top
Arias won a batting title with like a 90 average exit velocity.
The most different versions of a third baseman you could pretty much ever put together.
Oh, for sure. It's like, again, the projectability is way higher with Addison Barger, but the defense we saw today with Ernie, man, you could throw him anywhere in the infield.
I've really liked him playing second base.
He looks great at second.
And I think the Jimenez being on the IL, like,
is going to help Ernie's case.
I'm not talking about this from an Ernie I'm talking about this from a team composition and how the lineup competed this weekend.
Yeah.
I think they just made it happen at the bottom. Like, the guys at the bottom of the lineup this weekend found a way to make it. And Jimenez hadn't been doing that for a recent stretch.
No.
But again, they just battled at the bottom. That is not a – if you look at those three at the bottom of the lineup, you go like Ernie, Straw, Lucas maybe, and then you put Jonathan Clase in there.
Yeah.
Every single other fan base is going to look and just laugh.
Yeah.
They'll be like, this is what you guys are trotting out. But you watch them play, and they make winning plays. Yeah. I think that
they don't hurt you in the lineup as much as they help you more than they hurt you.
Yeah, it's not like no one's going to make their Diamond Dynasty team with those three guys.
For sure. For sure.
Like, they make Miles Straw defensively, that play on the double on Saturday, or it should have been a stand-up double.
Yeah.
He dives. There's none out. Tight game. He dives towards the line, which is like, with none out, that's kind of the big no-no. You'd rather dive to the gap than have someone behind you to make the play. So he dives to the line, makes it. I thought there was no chance he had of making that play. That was a huge, huge defensive play in that game last night.
Saved a run, essentially.
Yeah, it was Bowden at the top. It was like Bowden's back in for the 7th, right? I think
that play was ridiculous. And even today, in center, he made that diving play as well.
Yeah.
He is. I know we always talk about, like, oh my God, like, we can't be worried about defense first, but those plays win you baseball games when your offense is putting up numbers that our offense is, like, you eliminate crooked numbers when you do that type of stuff. Miles Straw, is there a guy to root for more than Miles Straw? The guy was a throw-in, essentially, for Roki Sasaki, who fucking sucks, by the way. He was a throw-in to kind of get international pool money for Roki Sasaki, and everyone was writing him off, talking about he's going to be in New Hampshire, Buffalo. This dude has earned a spot to be on this team. He has clearly earned a spot. He's worth, what, 0.6, 0.7 WAR now? Something around there?
He was at 5.5 at some point.
Yeah, so
might be.
Shout out Miles Straw, man. You could easily turtle and kind of just take your money and stay in AAA. And I truly think, and this sounds cliche, he'd give back all the amount of money he's ever made just to fucking be an everyday big leaguer. And he's been insane this year. He's been absolutely insane.
I bet if even on the record, I bet he would say he would take a quarter of the money he's making just for the opportunity.
Because you don't want to be that guy in AAA that's just like dead money for a baseball team and like Scott Kingery-esque. The guy's just making a shit ton.
That's a good pull.
He's just making a shit ton of money to just be a bum, essentially. But yeah, shout out Miles Straw. Even Clase was fine today as well. Nice little double in the gap. That is so. And BK said this. It is so cool when you're at that angle, watching a double just drop into the gap between the left and center. Yeah. It is so sick.
Also, just think about how today's game started. First batter of the game goes into the left center gap. Miles Straw, he was playing straight up, so over the bag.
Yeah. And
him and Clase run to each other. They're on the track. They look at each other. Ball drops to the middle.
Yeah.
And then they don't score.
And they get out of it. Shout out Jose. This is when you know your team is just like firing on all cylinders. When you got Jose Urania going into the third inning with 0 runs against like one of the best offenses in the American League.
That he had 1 run against.
Well, no, he gave up the run in the third, though. Then they pulled him. He was only supposed to go 2 innings. They gave him the third.
Yeah. Because Dylan Moore smokes lefty, so they didn't bring Eric Lauer
exactly.
in.
So they gave him the first batter, and he gave up a run. But, dude, he is
work.
Jose Urania, insane. But going back to Fridays.
I wouldn't say Jose Urania is insane. He's doing the job that we need him to do.
Exactly. It's awesome to see guys who essentially had 11 ERA coming into this tenure with the Blue Jays just kind of at least provide something.
The 11 ERA was bad because he only had 1 outing with the Mets,
exactly,
right? That's tough to say.
Yeah.
But, what was he, a 3.85 ERA guy with Texas?
Yeah. And I'm not saying Jose Urania should fucking start every 5th day and be an opener. I'm just saying it's awesome to have a game where you have Bryce Miller, who not that great right now. I don't think he's. Their Mariners team ERA is not that good, but obviously a couple guys injured.
They are missing their best
I think a game that you should have lost and having your big dogs and in quotations like Eric Lauer and Jose Urania just throw up zeros for you for an entire day, it kind of rocks. And that game today was easy. I think this team loses this game in the previous years with these. They just kind of throw the towel in. Like, let's get back on the flight and have some pints.
I was about to say, do you think this has to be the happiest flight?
Oh, they are. They don't play tomorrow. They are blocking out on that flight. They are blocking out on that flight. It's going to be absolutely seen. So, just insane stuff. Kevin Gausman looked awesome. I mean, Jays got down early in both games, right? I mean, or no, they got down early on Saturday, 3-0. But the Friday game, clawed back, put up a crooked number, won. I mean, Addison Barger started that with the RBI double to score a couple guys.
We need to get him a goddamn chin strap on his helmet.
His helmet fell off. Is there anything more kind of cool when you have nice hair like him to your helmet falls off before you touch first base in a home run trot and you're just walking around the bases, no lid? Kind of jokes.
That's show. Like,
I would ask the pitcher to go pick up my bucket.
Yes.
I go, pick that up for me. Pick that up for me, little man. But Addison Barger, man, he plays like he has like Tourette's, like he just crazy insane. Respectfully, obviously, but like he is just fun to watch when he is just hitting baseballs as hard as Vladdy.
I think he's the play discipline's been the huge thing.
It's been great.
Yeah, he found like the strike zone knowledge has grown. Maybe he was trying to overcompensate last year.
Yeah.
But the strike zone knowledge.
He talked about that. That was like a hitting coach problem.
Was it?
Yeah. He said it was like something wrong. His approach was way different when he got to the show. But
how does that?
I just don't get why hitting coaches try to change professional athletes like that who have success in AAA. They come up to the show and they're like, "We want you to do something different." Why?
Yes.
Like, do what makes you do. Like, I talked to Popkins yesterday. We went out for dinner with him after the game, and he was like I asked that. He's like, majority of the time, man, I just tell guys to just do what they are, like they do. Like, I mean, it's like, that's kind of what you do. You're just kind of there if they want support on stuff. You're not like going out of your way to tell George Springer, like, hey, man, I need you more aggressive on, I want you to change your hands, all that type of stuff. It's no. George Springer is going to do what he does.
Yes.
And especially with the rookies, it's like you just create added pressure on rookies when they have to adjust on the fly at the big league level. Yeah. That's the biggest thing for me, and I think that's what Addison Barger was doing last year. But speaking about rookies, man, we talked about Buffalo boys having to take leaps for this team to be successful. We got to give our flowers out to Nathan Lucas. He is.
I like watching him play ball.
The dude is a ball player. I mean, he's 31. But
I do feel good now that I said preseason that I would be comfortable with him playing everyday center field.
You did say that, and I did. I might have won on the other side of that argument, but he made me.
If he had to play center field every day, the numbers weren't good. It wouldn't have been good enough at that point. But
especially defensively,
he's playing the baseball that Nathan Lucas should be playing.
Yeah,
and he's doing a good
average
job.
Up to 274 for him.
Yeah, the bottom is somehow seemingly carrying the team. They've seemed to get the big hit right now.
Was there any like really big moment aside from like the Bichette home run from the top of the order this trip? I don't think so. I guess Addison classifies that
today,
home run. But like, was there a big Vladdy moment? Was there a big Bo moment aside from the home run? I don't think so.
Vladdy hit one hardy. I think at an RBI yesterday.
Well, but I'm just saying like a big come through type moment. Vladdy was great this series as well. Like everyone in the lineup that was firing. I mean, when you score 1,000 runs in a 3-game series, you're obviously everyone's going to be great. But I think the bottom of the order producing the runs, like the Miles Straw one today, runners on second and third, just a little get me over single into the gap, hit probably like 72 miles an hour, scores 2 runs. It's fun to watch. And we made the joke, like the bottom of the order is actually just the top of the order now, which is hilarious. But Nathan Lucas has been awesome. And shout out Mr. Baby for saying, should we give this Sacramento stud everyday reps? He deserves it. I mean, Nathan Lucas has been great.
I think my favorite leap, might not even be a leap, is I don't know how Mason Fluharty gets every single person on the planet.
Oh, my God, MILF.
I don't know how he does it, man. 2 pitches, and he's a bunch of innings into it, and I feel like the book would try and be out on him as to how to attack him, but I think the control has just been so good at this point.
He's probably an uncomfortable at bat, though, because his fastball doesn't have that much life to it. And
he's a cutter.
Yeah. It's like, man, I just hope this Mason Fluharty run keeps up because he is a massive part of this bullpen. And it brings up a good question. When Burr and Swanee come back, who do you send down besides the guy that pitched last today?
Fisher, and then...
Yeah, do you send... you can't send Lauer. The dude is...
Well, if you
Do you send Urania down?
It would depend who's trying to start baseball games at that point.
I mean, give the keys to the Lau show.
Yeah, Lauer was awesome for that. And I was kind of surprised with Eric Lauer that he's like
he's had success at the big league level though.
Yeah, but he was like 93.5. He seems like a guy who throws 89 miles an hour, and he just doesn't.
And he gets outs.
Yeah,
he gets outs.
I had fun watching baseball. I was waiting for
every game.
I was waiting for disaster all weekend, and I hate that I've turned into that.
Well, it's the Gate 14 curse.
Yeah,
I mean, we
okay.
see it every road trip we go on.
Yeah, when is this going to blow up in our faces, and Mariners fans are going to yell at us?
And we got to dunk on them today. It was, it was again. If you would have told me this weekend that the Jays would have came in here and just swept and beat the fucking doors off this ball club, I would have called you an absolute idiot.
Can we do Seattle review? What do you think of the area?
I want to come back here, obviously, because of the Gate 14 listeners and the Jays. I mean, I want to see the full takeover. I think next year it'll die down a little bit, and the political stuff will die down a little bit.
Hopefully the dollar will be a little
bit
exactly.
I think that'll play a factor in it. I think the surrounding areas around the ballpark is kind of pathetic. I think there's no vibes like Chicago or even Cincy.
I think they tried a little bit. It's just not getting the job. Because they have sluggers, just like the smelliest place. It smells like old wood and pee on carpets.
Yeah.
Like to drink cheap beers there, though. I could do that anywhere.
It was not cheap, though.
Yeah, there's not much here has been Midwest cheap, unfortunately. I love looking at mountains. Anytime I get off a plane and see
for sure
a lot of trees and mountains, I love. I've never been to Vancouver, so
it is a beautiful city. Like the Pike Market, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Pike Market was cool. Downtown area, the downtown area was cool. It's just around the surrounding parts around the stadium. I kind of was expecting it to be in line with Cincy because the baseball field is right beside the football field. Like I thought it was going to be just a full string of bars,
idiots,
just people getting after it. But there's a little bit more when you get closer to the stadium.
Really
that street that was shut down.
The Victory Market that we went to.
Cool.
On Saturday.
They need that in Toronto.
Yeah, and outside. Well, they should just figure out a way to do steam whistle like that. Like, make that whole area. I know that's the train thing, whatever goes on.
But you could,
there.
like, drink around the train. Like, why do the trains have to just be, like, the end-all, be-all of, like, you can't put a common area around there and have people just booze?
I think
that would be cool.
That's, I think, the best spot to have that happen.
Yeah, in the summer, too, man. Like, imagine, like, when the Jays are firing and it's like, holy shit, like, let's go pregame at the steam whistle, no free ads. And there's like a massive group of people just outside boozing, all Jays fans. Yeah. That's something that's kind of lacking. It's like, that would be cool. It blows my mind they don't have that because it's literally in front of the stadium. You can maximize revenue and maximize how many people visit your bar.
Yeah.
Like the Victory Hall was sick. There was like hundreds and hundreds of fans there just boozing, watching sports just outside. It was cool. But they don't have that in Toronto, which sucks. There's no really like pregame spot in Toronto.
No.
But yeah, I would probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Of our Gate 14 trips that we've been to the last couple years, where would you put it? So, Cincy,
okay,
Chicago, and now Seattle, and then spring training as well.
I think it goes for me Cincy because just how fun that was. It's also the first trip of all the boys. So yeah.
Detroit
doesn't crack it yet. I would say Cincy, Chicago.
Oh, yeah, St. Louis was actually kind of fun, too.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't all the boys, though.
No.
It was like, it was me and you. I think Cincy, Chicago, spring training, and then Seattle probably.
So last.
Yeah. I think in terms of, like, how fun you can possibly have here. Like, we went to some bars, there was 0 people at it.
It was
on a Saturday.
It's a weird spot downtown. Yeah. Maybe we're in the wrong spot, so I'm not gonna group everything, but outside the stadium is, like, the most gathering of people you can have in that city, so it feels like that should probably be the spot where a lot of stuff happens.
Even we went to a bar after and there was still like not many people there anyways, but just a hilarious city in terms of that. I thought it would be a little bit more not party-esque, but more people like getting after it and stuff like that. But again, it's the tariff stuff and not many Canadians. I'm looking forward to seeing this full-blown Blue Jays takeover.
If they play in Seattle in July next year, we have to come.
Have to come. I think you guys will really like Philly when we go to Philly in a couple months.
I think we'll have a lot of fun in Philly.
Philly's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And the bar right across the stadium is electric. Everyone just goes there on a Saturday. Oh my god, day game, it's so sick. But Going back into the series, though, bullpen was nailed. Shout out Mason Fluharty. He was a massive part of that. Yimi Garcia kind of got it back.
Yeah, I thought he was just yipped up.
Yipped up, but he just hates the Mariners. Hates the Mariners. Like, fuck it.
I hated my time here.
I really thought, honestly, like if I had my betting app available, I would have bet the Mariners with that bases loaded, no matter what the line was. I'd be like, he's blowing this shit.
It feels like they should have been favorites when it was 3.
Oh, for sure. And
the
the thing is, that's fun. This team is so exciting in terms of you never know what the fuck you're going to get. Some days you're going to have the worst offense in the history of baseball, and then some days you're going to put up an 8 spot on Bryce Miller, who's like one of the best young pitchers in ball. It doesn't make sense to me. It truly does not make sense to me, and I'm excited to see what happens this series against the Rays, who a team that is scuffling would be an understatement. I think they're scuffling. I look at the record; they're 1 game behind the Jays.
Are they?
Yeah. I thought they were ass. They're just 1 game behind the Jays. It's the Orioles that are laughing stock. The Orioles are a disgrace to the AL East. It sucks, but what happened to our beautiful franchise with the Orioles? 2-year run, Aaron Rodgers meme with the flag coming out on the tunnel. But yeah, I am looking forward to kind of seeing if the Jays can kind of keep this going. Avery, imagine a 6-game win streak. You shitting me?
That would be awesome.
I would do foul things for a double-digit win streak. Like, could you imagine? Because that means you essentially won 3+ series because you won the one in LA.
Okay. Maybe
But the Jays got just a tough stretch here because the Rays are playing good baseball, obviously. And then you got the Tigers coming into town right after. The Tigers are just the greatest show on grass all of a sudden.
Tigers are also playing great baseball.
It's like, but the Mariners are playing their greatest baseball coming into the series. It's like you don't know what ball is so strange.
Yeah.
Ball is
That's why I'm kind of not that quick. I know the Twitter world is quick to just say this team's dead.
Yeah.
It's baseball. We know what this sport is for forever. Things can change.
Yeah, and again,
that's the home run thing too. They're not going to be the biggest boppers in the world.
But they're singles merchants, and I'm fine with it. We saw it today. I mean, when they got their first run, it was single.
Yeah,
that was their first run.
Single from the bottom.
And it was like, fuck it. Let's just single a team to death. I mean, it's multiple swings of a bat to score a run compared to a home run.
Rally killer, man.
It is home runs are rally killers.
We care about setting it up and making it happen.
Yeah, it's just it's hilarious, this game. And I think if you talked to us early in the season and said the Toronto Blue Jays would be 20-20 after the Seattle series in May, I'd probably say I'll take that 10 times out of fucking 10. I would take that 10 times out of 10. So
the season starts now. Like, we're back to 500.
Back to 500. I can't believe it, Ave. I really can't believe it. After that Guardian series and then the first 2 in the Angels, I was like, all right, this team is just cat shit. Like, this team sucks. Yep. And then what happens? Poppinati showed up in the 31-year-old slugger from Sacramento. It's awesome. But I'm happy Bichette got on the board with a nice little home run again. He is Mr. Baby pulled a funny shtick on Twitter where he posted Bichette's Savant page and said, "Keep calm, Addison Barger fans, it's coming around," and it was just Bichette's Savant page.
Read that,
and people fell for it. But yeah, Bichette was awesome. But let's go into Saturday's game as well. A guy who's been getting tons of hate from the fan base, Addison Barger.
Nope.
Or not Addison Barger, sorry. Why do I keep thinking about Barger? That's
all you can think about, man.
It's Bowden Francis, weathered the storm. Great bounce back appearance. 6 2/3, 3 earned runs, 5 punchies. The home run problems are going to be there. He gives up a lot of hard contact. But Jays won that game as well. Down 3-0. Down 3-0 after 4. The Mariners get 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Jays bounce back, get 2 with a Bichette home run. That's how you win baseball games. You get punched in the mouth, you punch them right back. So that Saturday game was cool.
The bounce start was awesome, too, because they were really thin bullpen-wise.
Yes. And
it was kind of like the Barrios start the other day.
Against the Angels,
because they went full hands team on deck for the Friday game.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I know we didn't use that many people on the Thursday game for the Angels, but then every single person pitched again, and the numbers of the last 3, they're just like those started to add up as well. So it was, okay, Bowden go out there. I think it was evident when he came back out for the 7th.
Yeah, you were like, we're going to give him the 7th.
It's like, that's how thin we are today.
Yeah.
We need him to get out there. Because he was at 75 pitches or something like that.
Yeah, he was.
And BK and I talked to each other, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'd probably be good with him getting out here. And it was a tie game, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'd probably be fine with him coming out. And then
Fluharty got out of the jam. Gets the out for the boys. I think it was 1st and 3rd. He comes in, gets an out, and then gives you another 0.
I believe so, because they went single.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh, here we go again. This is. I mean, we just have PTSD as Blue Jays fans, unfortunately, especially against the Mariners. But it was good to win the season series against the M's, man.
I would like to have a take that I think the Mariners have my favorite jersey set in all of baseball.
Which ones?
The whole,
all of them?
Like when
the catalog.
The catalog, I think, is my favorite.
That's a fair take. I like the Padres. I'm a Padres fan.
Padres are really cool.
I don't. No last names are respecting Yankee tradition, of course. But I'm a fan of the Mariners jersey. I like City Connect.
Love their City Connect.
Yeah,
they're my favorite in all of baseball. CB hates the black pants. I always thought.
But that's what you do with a City Connect. You have funky stuff like that.
Correct.
No one's wearing black pants unless it's like a U12 travel team in Kentucky.
Or a over 40 men's
slow pitch team. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The tucked shirts. That's exactly how that goes. Love the Mariners jersey set. Love the park.
Yeah.
Had an awesome time in Seattle. Chambers Bay was awesome too.
Cam shot a 101.
Mr. 101.
You said the course was gettable pregame and shot a 101, but Chambers Bay looked cool. I mean, you guys spent like a car payment on it. But
an insane amount of money to play around the golf.
Yeah. Not ideal, as the kids say, but it's worth the experience. You don't get buried with your money.
No, exactly. Money comes and goes. Just as long as you can pay your credit card off, life's good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be working on that this week.
Yeah, that's fair.
Need payday. Also, the Jays not playing Victoria Day holiday.
It's bullshit from the schedule makers. You fuck us with a schedule. You give us an off day after the boys are firing every series. It seems like after they're playing well, it's like let's give these motherfuckers an off day.
Yeah.
And the Jays beat the streak actually of being horrific on weekends. I think they had like 3 wins on weekends all year, 4 wins. So they beat the streak. The Gate 14 curse is so lifted.
Yeah.
Is so lifted. By the way, like we're back. Like the Gate 14 curse is done.
Yeah.
But if you could pick an MVP so far this season after being 20-20 for the Toronto Blue Jays, who would you say?
I wouldn't even know who to say.
It's easiest answer ever. It's Unk.
Very easy answer.
I have talked myself into, by the way, and I've seen tweets about it. George Springer will be an all-star this year. If he could you imagine how fucking jokes that would be if George Springer in his age 35
totally
season.
Forgot about. I'm sorry.
He is the easiest MVP of this team right now. That ball he hit today, Avery, was annihilated off the bat. Bryce Miller giving George, who is the hottest hitter on the team, a middle slop ball sent to hell. But by the way, the Mariners fans booing Springer.
I was about to say,
let it go, Queen. Let it go. Mariners fans booing George Springer 10 years after the sign stealing scandal. Yeah. And by the way, why they weren't even good. Like you don't even need to see steal signs on the Mariners in 2015. They just sucked ass. But yeah, George Springer's my MVP.
They did the same thing like when Bregman in Texas. I saw that too when he was with the Red Sox.
George Springer's the MVP. If that's not even a question.
Absolutely.
Easiest MVP on the team is Unk, George Springer. Unk still got it. That dude is an absolute menace right now and hitting balls hard. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he had a quote today that made me want to run through a brick wall, George Springer. This is the quote from George Springer today. I love this team. I love the guys in the locker room. For me, it's about doing something every day to help them win. I'm just trying to do anything I can and have some fun with the boys in the process. You shitting me? You shitting me, Unk?
He's made the money now. He just wants to win.
It's like now I want to win, but
as he should.
Yeah, we didn't get an update though. I don't know if Max Scherzer's had his 7th cortisone shot. I don't know if that's happening soon, but I did see he's throwing to live hitters tomorrow. Yeah, at the Rogers Center.
Okay.
Who do you think he'll throw to?
Do you want to get in for a couple?
I'd love to get in for a couple. I'd love to face Scherzer, get him hot.
Stefanik will be in there
for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Clase should be in there probably.
Yeah.
Or actually,
probably Straw will hop in there. He's always for the boys. Yeah, he's always for the boys. But I need to see footage of George Springer's live or Max Scherzer's live at bats on Monday. Okay. And someone's going to drop it probably. Maybe we can get early access. I'll call Mark Shapiro, ask if I can get early access and watch the Scherzer at bats. Maybe do a Gate 14 live stream for it. But where do you go from here, Avery? In terms of like, what grade would you give this team through 40 games? It's like a quarter of the way through the season almost, right?
They're like, I want to give them an out of 100 grade, like we're in class, because I'd give them like a 70, just right on the dot. Nothing special, but they're doing the work they're supposed to do. At the end of the day,
they're keeping their head above water.
I'm not too worried about them. Like they're gonna be good kids in class. But they could be applying themselves better.
You know what was funny to me is they did this all weekend and they missed their big bopper in the lineup. Like Anthony Santander didn't even play. He jumped into the crowd.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an IL stint.
You think so?
Didn't play 3 straight games.
And you're essentially playing with one less roster spot in the lineup.
They were playing down I don't know if he
uneven penalty kill.
Yeah,
They're playing on the penalty kill.
We were down 1 consistently. Yeah. The refs fucked us.
That would actually be a hilarious stick. Like the Mariners lost to a shorthanded baseball team.
We played on the PK.
We were on the PK all weekend. You bums got swept by us. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most happy I've been after a series in a long time, man. Maybe the Braves series, actually, when they won 2 and they were like 3 games above 500. They're 12-9 maybe. But they gotta win a couple series coming up here and keep this momentum going, man, because holy fuck does this rock. When this team is rocking, the Gate 14 numbers are buzzing. The fans are buzzing. No one's really fighting on Twitter. It's absolutely sick. It's absolutely incredible, Abe. Should we go into listener questions?
We should go. How long have we been going for?
40 minutes, yeah. So all the short pod complainers, this is for you.
I mean, if we end now, people would be pissed.
Yeah, exactly.
We got some more work to do.
We got some listener questions, yeah.
Okay. BK, who joined us on the trip.
Shout out BK, legend.
The best.
Unk.
Who has it better than us?
Nobody.
As of right now.
Definitely not Mariners fans, that's for sure.
No.
Got swept by the big bad Blue Jays, shorthanded.
What was Avery's plus minus at Chambers Bay? I shot 81. It was probably 83. I took breakfast ball off 2-1.
That's fair. You can always take breakfast balls.
We played the 1-ups at 6,300, and I shot 81.
What's the deal with tipping culture? I talked about this with Swanee. I told Swanee, I was like, you guys tipped your caddy like $225, and he kind of seemed like a dick about it. Like he was kind of pissed.
I think they deal with like big money.
Well,
there.
I mean, they see 2 kids essentially, like 2 kids in their 20s coming. I think your guys are gonna tip them. Fucking
yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? And the biggest thing is like,
I think that's different.
When you go to Starbucks and I get a water and I tap the screen, I tip $1. Like I'm not.
That tipping culture is out of control. I think this caddy tipping culture has been around for forever.
Oh, forever. But like again, when you get tipped $200 for a 3-hour shift, 4-hour shift, would you fucking grow up?
I was okay. I wish I could have.
He wasn't even carrying your bag.
I wish I could have given him all the money in the world.
He had the bag on a fucking cart.
Yeah, he double pushed.
He did not carry your bag. He didn't even do his job.
No, he did.
He definitely did his job. Cam shot a 101.
He did the jobs to. He didn't bring the. I was glad to have him. We played with 2 regulars. They had the same name. One guy played baseball at Seattle before Scooball. I was wishing he paired up. If I knew we were playing with 2 people who had played there before, I wouldn't have gotten a caddy because then you could have just asked them.
Do they have a caddy?
No, they're members there.
Oh, okay. So they're probably broke. Probably poor.
The one guy was played. He was playing 2 rounds at Chambers Bay that day, and he was like a member at a course in Ohio. He sells pitching machines on the side.
Pretty sick.
His family was like huge tech.
Pretty sick.
People who are rich like that, I'm just like, how did you guys even get there?
Yeah, I'll never understand that.
Probably
podcasters.
Probably podcasters.
What's the next question?
The Barger 3-spot experiment kind of worked. Could a healthy lineup have Bo, Barger, Vlad, Santander, Springer as the top 5? I think that's exactly how that would work.
I don't know if I hate that, Ave.
Yeah.
I don't know if I hate that. Little Barge in the 3-hole.
I don't think he should be the 3-hole hitter. I'm fine to put him like in a 5-6 spot. Yeah.
You don't move George where he's at right now because he's buzzing.
Yeah.
You don't move George. I think Barger. You could get creative in some games, and if it's already on the mound, throw Barger in the 3-hole. I don't hate that.
I don't think you need to do that. I think
he elevates the bottom of the lineup when he's hitting like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And especially when you have contact guys 7, 8, 9, Barger on the base pass, like he's like extra base hitter, all type of stuff. I don't hate that actually.
Yeah, like you're gonna have Lucas in there as well in Kirk. Like that's against righties. That's the
Kirk was awesome, by the way, Saturday. CB in the mud.
CB was
Alejandro Kirk, little 4-game hit, keep the change.
He had a concussion double today. It was sick. He got
CTE concussion double. Shout out Alejandro Kirk. He was great. And then that throw he had today with the Ernie tag, everything was firing today. The defense, the offense, the pitching. That's how cool it can be.
How do people like? I understand if you're watching the game, you see Alejandro Kirk, you would just say, "Oh, he's lazy behind the plate." Like that's opposing team. If you're playing travel ball
You're like, yeah, let's steal on this guy.
As a 16-year-old,
yeah, let's steal on this guy.
We're gonna steal all day.
Yeah,
but how at the major league level do we just not figure out that he's like kind of hard?
And
to
it was
run
out of
on?
all people trying to steal on him, it was Cal Raleigh.
Exactly.
It's
too.
like, do we not look at the reports of catchers? Like, why is bum ass Cal Raleigh trying to steal on fucking Alejandro Kirk? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. All right. Why are Mariners fans so weird?
Very weird. I don't know.
We just
Broken brain from never winning anything.
Yeah,
ever.
walk in your trap, take over your trap.
I would be miserable if my stadium had over 50 fans and we got swept. I
do not blame them at all. I understand.
How the Jays got swept this year?
Yep. Yeah. Twice.
Really?
Yep.
By who?
Great question. Don't remember, but I know they've been swept twice.
No, Guardians didn't win the first game.
Been swept twice though.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe my brain is working so well it just eliminates it.
Can we get the Gate 14?
Keep going with the question.
Yeah, can we get Gate 14 media team? I'm pretty sure they've been swept twice.
I'm certain they've been swept.
Yep.
Mets.
Yep. That's one. Let's see if we can figure this out.
We'll just go to the next question. I'll think.
Okay. Would Bo moving down a spot in the lineup benefit the team?
Astros. Yep. Forgot about that. Yep. I've tried to eliminate that from my brain, fortunately.
Yeah, they've been playing horrible at Houston the last 2 years. Would moving Bo down a spot in the lineup benefit the team? Leave him at 1 with the way they've been scoring recently. If he was to move down, who would lead off? That's the problem. It's like,
who the fuck would lead off? And do
George.
You want? Yeah, and I said this in the last pod. Let's get fun and have George lead off. I want George up with runners on now. Yeah. I don't want him leading off anymore. The chase for 61, I'm sorry, is on hold. It's on hold right now.
Now he's going to try and be the best 4-hole hitter of all time.
And he is. He is hitting 280. I think 5 home runs now. Shout out Springsy lad.
It is insane to see Cal Raleigh have 12 home runs at this point.
It looks like it's impossible to do. It's like, how? How does that happen?
Yep. So I don't know. It's like BK brought up a great point. Guaranteeing one at bat for Bo every game where no runners are on and you can't flip one to the right side for like a first to third kind of sucks too. Like he's
fair.
Like that's where he's gonna shoot singles.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom lineup is the top of the order now. So.
It is true. We're reversing time like George is reversing the aging curve.
For sure. What's the next question?
Since the Jays are 3-0 in games you guys have traveled to this season, should they make it a priority for us to go on the road with them?
If Mark wants to get us on the PJ, I mean, it would be kind of electric us being on the team charter.
Yes.
I mean, some of the players would hate it. Barger probably. Zach Paul's not there anymore, so he would probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to travel with the team. I would love to travel with the team to an extent. I feel like Keegan hates it because
he doesn't technically travel with the team, right?
Well, no, I'm saying in terms
As
of like, it's like go everywhere
place.
they're at. It's like you're in a new city every third day. Holy fuck. I think I'd hate that actually.
Yeah, like I'm pretty tired after just this weekend.
But imagine this, like, and then you kind of
I think they do a little less going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah, that's fair.
I think
that's fair.
I think it would be a sober trip, which would be good. How mangled on average will the Jays be on their flight back?
Oh my God.
Was Max here this weekend, right? Was Max Scherzer was here this weekend?
Yeah.
I think. Oh no, never mind. He's throwing tomorrow. I was like, that would be a guy who's the drunkest person on the plane.
I think Bassett probably gets banged up. I think Ernie will probably just get after it. Great series, 10 hits in the West Coast trip for Ernie. Haters are eating dirt right now. But yeah, it is that plane ride. I would love to be a fly on the wall for that.
Yeah,
I would love to be on that plane. They're probably playing 10,000.
I don't know Eric Lauer, but that seems like a guy who's.
I think Bowden even probably as well.
Really
I think Bowden as well will probably get pretty banged up for that. What's the next one?
Sorry, we're just watching the Leaf game here. Can they score goals? 9 shots is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's almost the third period. 10. All right. After visiting Seattle, any other ballparks on your bucket list?
Petco next year.
Petco is gonna rock next year.
I don't care for Coors.
I don't really. Yeah. I don't feel.
I've already
like
been
that for Coors.
Yeah.
I think Denver would be cool.
No, it is cool. I used to always go there. I'm just saying it's the baseball team stinks. Like you're not.
Yeah.
You don't have the camaraderie of like seeing what the fans are like, and like you don't see the camaraderie. Sorry, you don't see the camaraderie.
It would be nice to watch them sweep the Rockies. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be
but,
hilarious.
But you want to go and watch some of them sweep a good, like doing this to the Mariners this year is like
makes the trip
A+
better.
outcome.
Makes the trip
for
better.
A team. Fenway is still one for me. Like, seems like an awesome place around the stadium. What record would the Blue Jays have to have on this upcoming 9-game homestand for you to say they are officially back 9-0?
No.
How did the Moneyball A's win that many games in a row?
I have legit no idea. I can't even, like, in my wildest dreams picture the Jays winning that many games in a row.
Good swing speed.
Yeah, it could be a problem. I think the Jays going 6-3, and I'll be like, all right, we're kind of on B-word watch. Because, again, you're facing the Rays, the Tigers, and the Padres. Padres have the best winning percentage of baseball right now, by the way. Not going to be easy, Ave. Not going to be easy at all.
Should Barger become the new everyday third baseman if he keeps this up? I think
he kind of already is.
Yeah, I know when people ask this question, it's like
they're trying to pin guys against each other.
No, like you should understand he plays against right-handed pitching. Like he's everyday against right.
And there is more right-handed pitchers than left-handed pitchers, so he's probably going to play majority every day.
Yeah, I don't know what his numbers have been against lefties.
It's again like when people look at the lineup and they see like the fans in the comments like, "Oh my God, why is it Barger in the lineup?" It's like learn ball. It's because of lefties on the mound.
Yeah.
Like are we 5? So annoying.
Is Barger finally the internal young guy who steps up and stays and contributes?
He has been, man. He has been. Carried the offense this weekend.
Taking the lead in the polls.
We talked about it. We needed a Buffalo boy to take a leap, and that's what Addison, Pop and Addies has done for this ball club. Plain and simple.
Quarter of the way through the season. Is that actually a quarter of the way through the season?
Well, 40 games, yeah. Quarter of the way.
Jesus Christ. Time flies, man, when you get to watch ball every day. It's so cool. And I hate an off day, too, because I just want to watch more ball. Quarter of the way through the season, how have your expectations changed for the team? What's a good result for the season, and what would be disappointing?
I don't think my expectations – I said they'd be a wild card team, and I think that's what they'll still be. I think beating good teams like this – and, again, I don't understand how this team does this. They beat up on the good teams, and they lose to the bad teams. It is the most infuriating fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah.
But – I still got hopes for the wild card, man. And honestly, the division, Jays are 3 games back to the division. I know it's a quarter of the way through the season. It's kind of crazy to talk division games behind stuff, but I kind of have the exact same.
My expectations haven't changed.
Yeah,
I think they're going to battle for what is the third wild card.
Yeah, the second one you can't battle because the Central is kind of grinding right now and just winning tons of games. I would probably say they're battle for a third wild card. That's kind of what it is. Just get to the dance.
Yep. Does Johnny celebrate before he tweets or after he tweets?
After. I kind of do with my phone in hand.
Yes, you do that.
Yes.
I mean, it's like a soldier carrying a weapon. It's
my weapon. It's my little weapon. Yeah.
Favorite part of our trip to Seattle?
I think the stadium.
I think it was
very cool stadium.
And actually watching the games was probably my favorite part.
I would probably agree.
Usually that's not how that...
I would probably agree watching baseball games at a cool stadium with a cool backdrop with when they're playing well, for me, is probably that.
If the Jays win the next 6 and are 10-0, we need a Gate 14 church day.
Deal.
Love that. Is this the most inconsistent team ever? Shout out to Miles Straw, by the way. I think it's like the most teams on the planet.
I think it's the most inconsistently consistent baseball team.
You know they're going to be inconsistent,
yes.
and
that's the consistent part of it. Yes.
Will Nathan Lucas be on the MLB roster the entire season?
I think so.
I don't know what he's done to not
take
do
himself
that.
off it. Yeah.
What should the lineup be Tuesday having Santander back? I think Addison Barger should play third base and Lucas left field.
It depends. Again, guys, it depends if it's a righty or a lefty on the mound. I don't know who's pitching.
Well, let's say it's a right-handed pitcher pitching.
Then Barger.
Barger's going to play third. Ernie's going to play second.
Shane Vaz.
Oh, so good.
So Ernie at second, Barger at third. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just pretty simple what it's going to be. A 4-year-old could tell you that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where does T-Mobile rank on stadiums you've been to?
Probably 4.
What do you have ahead?
I've been to 11. Wrigley, the old Yankee Stadium. I really like Busch Stadium. So those are the 3 in front of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you think the cotton candy fries would be worse than the crickets?
No chance. The crickets were fucking foul. I still have the taste in my mouth, man. I've thrown in Zins.
They were bad smell. I didn't like the smell
dude,
at all.
And like the fact that people buy those, I guess like they're really good protein, but like holy shit.
Like, you're gonna keep that in your rotation.
Sawdust
It's fucking nasty. It's like I was eating something like at the lumber yards.
Do people still rock Ken Griffey Jr. jerseys in
Yes,
Seattle?
I saw a lot of Ken
They're
Griffey.
more prevalent then.
I would too.
Julio's one. Ken Griffey.
By the
Jr.
way,
is still
Julio is a fucking bum. I mean, I feel bad for Mariners fans because like you paid the guy 200 something million, and the guy is essentially just like Kevin Pillar, as Seth said. But yeah, just not great stuff from Julio Rodriguez. But it's majority. I saw a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. jerseys and a lot of people wearing the Swingman shoes.
Really?
Those, yeah, the vintage Ken Griffey shoes. And I would do the exact same thing if Ken Griffey Jr. played for the Blue Jays. By the way.
Yep.
Yeah, and Kyle Raleigh jersey as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Better all-time Jays, Zimmer or Straw?
I mean, Straw is just making a case for a level of excellence type shit.
Well, he hasn't hit a home run at Verlander yet.
No, that's fair. True. People forget Straw had a home run this year.
Who did he hit the home run?
I don't remember. It was against the Yankees, I think.
Will Pope Leo go down as the greatest savior in Blue Jays history?
When all hope was gone, Pope Leo showed up. And, I mean, you want to talk about bringing Canada and the U.S. together? An American Pope has brought us to loving the U.S. again.
What Blue Jays players do you think could build a shed?
Bassett. Easily Bassett. Nathan Lucas.
Looks like a guy who could
Yeah.
build a shed.
Bassett, Nathan Lucas.
On it.
I got to think Brennan Little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Swanee.
that's another good one too. Like,
Yeah.
If Alan Roden can't do some designs,
And we
for
called
the
it, by
shed.
the way, with Alan Roden. He's raking in AAA.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah, it's just like I'm not giving up on him. It's just like you knew that was
too,
going to happen.
he's too good for
Yeah.
that.
You knew that was going to happen.
Out of Buck, Joe, and Caleb, who hates Kirk the most?
Buck. Buck wants him dead.
One knee catch.
One knee catch. He has a stroke every time Kirk catches on one knee.
Did you finish the crickets?
No, fuck no, I didn't finish the crickets. Are you out of your mind? That was the most disgusting thing, man. It was like lingering in my mouth, the taste of it. It was so nasty, dude.
Is Johnny short for Jonathan as well?
John Anthony.
As Jonathan Clausen.
Jonathan Clausen. No, it's not, but we can pretend.
Yeah.
Because we're Clausen guys now.
Are we?
Yeah, I mean, the guy just anything to spite the Mariners, I'm a fan of. So Jonathan Clausen is going to just be a dog, and Mariners fans are like, we lost Yimmy, who was a good reliever, and we gave the Jays this guy for Yimmy, and we got essentially nothing in return. I fucking hate this guy. So I'm a Clausen guy because of that.
All right. I think that's all we got. You have a question, Alto?
Did you miss anybody specifically on this trip?
Did
No,
we miss
there was no one
anybody on
missing
this
on the trip. If you watch the vlog, we kind of made up for it with 101 Man.
And who was the MVP?
Who was the MVP?
The MVP, I think, was Cam.
Cam was awesome.
Cam was the MVP.
Cam.
If you look at the graphics for Gate 14, it's Cam that does it. Shout out Cam.
I'm very glad. The best part of doing K15 is that other people can come and enjoy some of the stuff we do. It was great to have Cam. It was great to have CB. It was great to have
BK also.
as
Yeah,
well, but
it was a fun trip.
Cam made up for Curtis not being.
And Curtis has, I know.
Like, imagine we get Cam.
And I mean, is Curtis the problem though? Because this is the first trip we went on the Jays swept. Like
Curtis would be bitching about the games.
I'm not.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't wanna watch
I'm
baseball
not gonna
again.
say if the next trip we go on, Curtis comes on the Jays lose a series. You can blame him and assault him on Twitter, but you could do that if you want.
Yeah. No, just don't assault him on Twitter. We can do it on his company YouTube channel.
For sure. We will not name it though. We will not name it. But as always, I talked about this in the vlog. I talked about this with you guys with the last podcast. These trips will not be possible without the insane amount of support we get with Gate 14. It was just a crazy trip. Seeing the reception that we have out here with people asking for pictures and the West Coast when we're fucking on the other side of the country is insane. So just want to say thank you guys. Love you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment below.
Did we get to an hour here, John?
Did we get to an hour? 58 minutes. Good enough for me.
Yeah, I'll put some music on the end of this.
Well, no, the intro adds to it.
There's no intro on this. I
Okay.
forgot that we did that.
All right. Anyways, love you guys.
Oh, by the way, I'll make this a minute longer here. The vlog, we are going to try and get it out Wednesday.
Okay.
So I think Wednesday at 6. I got our finest working on the
Harsh
vlog.
it.
Yeah, Harsh to try and get it done. I've been sending him the videos already. He's already
Cooking.
He's already
in the lab, cooking in the lab.
He's the next guy that I want to bring on a trip.
Yeah, because he
I
just
think
doesn't know anything about baseball. But he's learning, though.
He loves baseball. When he got my Sportsnet login and he can watch the games not on Stream East, he was like legitimately thanking me like I saved his life.
Yeah, I love new ball watchers. I do. Oh, by the way, series prediction: Rays Blue Jays.
Oh, can we do some pitching matchups?
Yeah, forgot to mention that. Sorry, guys.
Focus. That's my job.
Shane Baz Barrios, Ryan Pepio, Chris Bassett, Littell versus Gossman. Jays take 2 or 3. Fuck the race.
Yeah.
Fuck the race. 2 or 3.
CB's
CB saying sweep.
What are you saying, Cam?
I like a sweep.
Sweep.
Cam's
Wow.
thinking
Wow.
sweep.
Is that so? That would be a 7-game heater.
Alto.
I'm saying 2-1.
2-1.
2-1. And I will take 2-1. We can't sweep every fucking series, guys, okay? We got to drop one.
Yeah, stop being...
But yeah, Jays take 2 or 3. I think the Bassett pitching matchup should be fun. He usually carves the Rays, if I remember correctly. I think he did last year multiple times.
I think it was a tough one to start the year against the Rays. I remember like opening weekend. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. But anyways, love you guys. Gate 14 forever.
Thank you to the Seattle fans.
We will be live streaming on Tuesday night. As always, let's sweat it together. Let's watch the Wagon Toronto Blue Jays together. Love you guys. Right here.
Stop recording.